talking about App Store conversion rate optimization. I am Shay McCam, and I'm the head of organic growth at VLMedia, and let's get started. So if anyone wants to contact me, I'm on LinkedIn. It's my email address. And at VLMedia, we have various different apps on the market, but today I will be talking specifically about Joi Video Chat app and how we have increased conversion rates. Joi is a video chat app where users can easily sign up and start video chatting immediately. They can randomly match, and if the both parties like each other, they get matched and start video chatting. If you want to skip, they can, and they will match with someone else right away without a penalty. We also have different filters where users can filter out gender, location, etc., so they can talk to people they are interested in. There's also an auto-translate feature for users if they match with someone and they don't speak the same language. During these hard times, we have really seen an interest and demand from users to be able to socialize and talk to other people. And it has become more important than ever as people are mostly stuck at home and are in need of socialization. Here's some information, quick information on Joi. Joi is ranked #1 and 5 on our top keywords and is number 50 in the social category. It might not seem too much, but for a niche video chat app, that is pretty high, especially compared to our competitors. We have 4.8 million total new installs, and our organic download rate has increased from 44% to 72% since we launched. What this means is that we did use paid user acquisition more so when we first launched, but later working on App Store optimization and conversion rate optimization, we're able to increase our visibility and our organic install share, which is getting bigger every day. We have 1 million monthly active users and 70,000 daily active users. And we've also localized Joi in 21 languages. And these are not just translations. We actually work with native speakers of most of these languages to get a more localized market. And last but not least, growth. We are growing rapidly. We have 100% sustained growth rate each month. So we're continuously growing in downloads. And I just wanted to go over some data to give more insight on how our process has helped us evolve and how it can help you as well. These are some of the countries we have grown in terms of downloads, and we have new markets in mind that we would like to get into and grow. We're currently working on these new markets with these techniques that I will be talking about. And as you can see, like in terms of most downloads, top markets would be India, USA, Brazil, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Germany, Turkey, etc. Currently, we're working on some new markets as well, and our landscape could be a little different. So we said conversion rate, but what do we mean? Conversion could be used in different aspects of things, but for this presentation's sake, we will only be talking about conversion rate impressions to downloads. The building block on conversion rate would be App Store optimization and App Vitals and paid user acquisition. So to work on conversion rate optimization, we work mainly on App Store optimization and localization. We did our research and put the app up in the market. But sadly, without paid search, we could be blown by the wind and lose a lot of potential. So we work on paid user acquisition to get noticed at first. We work with the paid UA team closely to monitor different streams and budgets in different markets. And the ads shown to make sure we had our tone set and everything was working with each other. Finding a sweet spot for paid and organic can be tricky. If there are different teams in the organization, which we do, and paid user acquisition helped us reach more people and helped us convert the incoming users. So with a working model, we both started to work with each other and created a better conversion rate for us. So what was important is relevancy of the ads and keywords used, because if you target a keyword that is not relevant, you're not going to change how users search. So losing out would decrease and affect your CRO. Again, localization, because you only have one chance to leave an impression on the user. If your storefront does not look appealing, you lose that user. And it's important to make sure your translation and localizations look good for the native speakers of that language. And lastly, the impact of design. So whatever you do, you cannot get away with a top-down market assets. Icon and screenshots are the main assets, and make it or break it with conversion rates. It's important to stand out and be original and have a clean and understandable assets. The design team needs to make it a priority and understand that without the market side of marketing in a mobile application, things can fall flat really quickly. So an App Store optimization has different legs that makes it all up. And all these are important to keep it up and convert while you rank and increase your visibility. Okay, let's start with keywords. We have some methods we use to optimize keywords. And with keywords optimization, you get higher rankings and more visibility. We work with localization teams to make sure the languages we're targeting are seamless and the right keywords are targeted. Relationships are important. What we mean by relationship is our relationship with the App Store and how the app vitals, conversion rates, uninstalls, ratings, and rankings, update frequency, and implementing the latest features can help your app stand out and get featured to get better visibility overall. When thinking of the App Store optimization, we always need to dive deeper than keywords and design graphics, since all the metrics behind the scenes can affect where your app stands. And lastly, design. Design is very important, as I mentioned. And so how we get users' attention. Most users just look at the icon and the screenshots to understand what an app does and installs according to that. So it's important to always experiment with the design assets to make sure what you're using is relevant and looks appealing to the users and keep up with the current trends. Okay, let's dive deeper for keyword optimization. We have focused on keyword optimization with Joi, and we have reaped the benefits of our strategy. It's nothing extraordinary or different. However, we saw its benefits. We look for new opportunities. We work with AppTweak and AppAny. So we use different methods to brainstorm and come up with different keywords, find keywords we can add, and see what is out there. Then we check existing markets. We review our current performance in each language, and we go into keyword exploration. We link into new markets and see if we can expand, but keeping relevancy in close check. As mentioned, we also localize and do all these for the localized languages. So our strategy loop would be here on the right. It's keyword performance, keyword research, keyword optimization, mentor, and optimize, and more. We do this for each language and each app we have, and just try to optimize it as much as we can and keep it up to date. So what we've learned from keyword optimization: niche, mass keyword ranking 1 through 5 is better than ranking 85 on a high volume keyword because no one will scroll down that much. And planning ahead of the changes you will be making is especially important, especially in iOS updates, since you can only make changes during a new release. So it's important to plan ahead and know what you're going to be testing. Relevancy, and again, make sure the keyword you're optimizing for is a relevant keyword, as you cannot change the keyword's intention of the user. Always check what kind of apps are ranking on your keywords, so you want to make sure the intention aligns with your application. We also had to go through a big change, like an account transfer this year, and we've learned a lot from it, and one of them is if you don't absolutely need it, do not do it. We took a big hit, but working closely with these metrics and always optimizing paid off. We used paid user acquisition and user engagement and happiness. We made them all work together, and after a big hit, we went back to where we were, but it really took diligent work to get back where we were, because account transfer is not that easy. Design. Okay, so design is extremely important when working on App Store optimization and conversion rates. We're always on the App Store markets looking for new trends and always testing different ideas. Also, depending on the season, it can get fun and interesting to try different assets to make it more festive and fun to attract users. We also always have an eye out for our competitors and other apps in our category to see what kind of tests they're trying to learn from, and we're trying to learn from their experiments. It can get really important to know what attracts users and what they're looking for. It's important to make it appealing to the user. And we also, like I mentioned, we use AppTweak. On the timeline, we can go and check what other app developers are trying and keeping up with different trends. And when we're trying, we mostly experiment with screenshots and featured graphics, as those are the tests that make the most difference for us. And what we learned that it's important to know the trends, but not fully apply them. Always find a way to be more creative and original to stand from your from the crowd. You can have a masterpiece that your creative team loves, but if it doesn't stand out next to the competition, next to your peers, and on the app store, then it won't do you any good. All right, here are some experiments. We tried some screenshot experiments. The first one was our standard, and the second one was our variant, where we tried the landscape screenshot for the first screenshot. We have seen some other developers have screenshots like these, but what worked for them did not work for us. It's important to always make your own and test your own hypothesis, because every app has their own dynamics and their user base, so it can really vary what would work for you. Again, this test failed for us, but we're continuously testing, iterating, and learning from our experiments to try in our upcoming tests. Again, here are more examples of screenshot experiments we have tried. First one is our control screenshots, and other two separate tests we have tried. I would ask which one would you prefer, but but the one on the right failed, and the one on the left, the white background, was a success. And there was, we tried to make sure we were testing just one thing, but sometimes it can go like bigger changes or smaller changes. It varies on like what the hypothesis is. We also try different things for seasonality, like Christmas tests at the moment. Here's a more recent experiment. We have concluded and an experiment on our seasonality with the holidays coming up and the start of a new year. We're trying different seasonal screenshots to attract more users, so the users know we're up to date and going strong. And what we learned that some countries are more forgiving than others, so find your forgiving markets. Test various background styles. Test in multiple countries. Don't assume that because your test was successful in one language that your test will be a success everywhere else. If you categorize a language or the countries on the trends they prefer, their forgiveness level, and your user base, you will have an easier method to test. So having at least like 4 different categories with different languages would really help with the single player experiments. Localize for the countries you're testing. Keep your copy as short as possible. In smaller apps, make sure to focus on bigger differences, that it takes time to be done with a test. It's important for creatives to stand out next to your competitors. And again, with seasonality, don't leave it out for your thought process and plan ahead. And always look out for the Explorer and similar apps and their growth, their experiments, and which apps are sending their users towards your way. So you have a better understanding of what a user could potentially see. Okay, so positions of the App Store, this is a little repetition, but we rank 1 through 5 on major keywords like video chat, and our position category is not that strong, but it's strong enough for us to get featured. And I want to talk more about featured. So getting featured is not always the best thing. They do get eyes on the app, which is great, but it can affect the conversion rate as well. Since our app is more niche, it might not be for everyone. So when a user who doesn't think an app is relevant to them, they don't download. This in return obscures the conversion rate, which affects the app store optimization and could decrease visibility and rankings. However, for us, it has been featured in relevant areas, so we haven't seen too bad of an impact yet, at least for Joy. All right, so 30% increase in conversion rate. So what does that mean? We have been working on our conversion rate optimization to convert the users that see our app, but what do we mean by this increase? Since launch, the organic growth has been phenomenal with a 33% increase. Compared to our conversion rate benchmarks, our conversion rates have been measuring higher, and thanks to Google Play Peer, we have seen an increase of our conversion rates by 30% compared to our peers. And we're working on that to keep it up and continue to be fun and ranking video chat app that users want to use. Uh, all right. Paid user acquisition and organic coming together. Have paid users acquisition entered into this equation. When we launched, we started with paid user acquisition. It was more than the organic downloads. I'm sure like everyone's using paid UA, but it's like the effect on organic growth was huge. So when we launched, it was more paid UA than organic downloads. There are of course other objectives and use like engagement and retention that are more important metrics for us, but for the sake of this presentation, we'll not be getting into that. We use search ads, Google ads, TikTok, Snapchat, influencer marketing, and many other user acquisition channels to bring a unity and brand presence, and we launched. Later, we experimented on the markets and worked on keyword optimization and asset optimizations. Paid user acquisition budget helped us boost our organic presence. And the more paid marketing, the more it boosted organics and rankings altogether. How much it boosts varies from app to app and even in our markets, especially with the budgets and all of them coming together. But for us, it was around 1.5 times boost for the organic installs. For us, finding a way to work together and measure the two were important for us to understand how well we're doing and how much more we need to work to increase organic downloads to take the lead. With time, we have to rely on organics more and more to be able to stand out, which we've achieved, and that's how our conversion rates are increasing. With paid user acquisition budget increases and decreases, we saw spikes, and like I mentioned, it was like minimum of 1.5 times boost for the organic installs. But user acquisition also has a downfall. So when you don't have enough organic installs yet and start getting bad conversion rates and install rates, which can happen depending on how general your ads are, and that can decrease your visibility and do more harm than good. The algorithm looks at installs and the conversion rates and all of that, what we've been trying to do with organics. So if with a bad paid UA strategy, the organics could be affected in a bad way, but for us, it has helped, and we really work with the paid UA team very closely and monitored all of it to achieve this balance. And at some point, we started to rely on more organic than paid. So we did learn a lot, especially on Joi, because it just launched 10 months ago. So we've been working on it, experimenting on it, and working very diligently with the marketing, with all the teams together. So thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, James, your microphone's off.
Thanks. Thanks. That was great. Really interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I had a question, which is, do you think, with the lockdowns and all that stuff, that must have kind of really helped you organically? More people searching for social apps, video chat, all your keywords must have been on fire. I mean, did you see that? And have you seen a change as you're in a lot of different markets as they've added lockdowns?
Yes. So we have different dating apps, but they're different from Joi and like the Video Chat Future. And Joey launched right before the lockdown started. So I can't tell how much it affected us because it happened with the lockdown, but we're like it is for real like affected a lot because more users were trying to get on social applications and trying to meet other people via video chat. So really the keywords has seen a boost.
Great. And we have a question from Rachel Ewan, who says, any tools you recommend to use to separate organic installs from keyword A versus paid UA from keyword A?
Can you repeat that, please?
Any tools you recommend, to help you separate organic installs versus paid installs?
Well, we're using Adjust
Right.
as a tool, but we're also keeping a close eye on, like especially in Google Play, they have more availability to see more metrics. So on Google Play, we can see where the users are coming from, like search, explore, or paid. But we're using Adjust for everything else.
Right. And actually, I was kind of follow on to a question I had, which was, what else is in your tech stack? I think you mentioned App Tweak. You've mentioned Adjust. What other sort of tools are you using?
And App Annie,
Right.
for ESO, like App Tweak and App Annie are like everything right now for us.
Got it. Great. And I was going to ask you as well, what's a sort of typical day for you now, managing organic? What's the sort of typical kind of workflow for you?
So our organic team, like especially the ASO team, has been very small, but we're growing at the moment. So we're trying to delegate and optimize for. We do have a lot of applications on iOS and Android, so we're trying to delegate and working on ASO, the relationships with the Google and Apple sides, and trying to harmonize the paid user acquisition team with the ASO team, and figuring out different markets.
Great. Okay, good. Well, thanks for joining us today. I know you've made it especially in. Yeah, you've had a sort of traveled over the ocean to the US. So yeah, really appreciate you taking part, and yeah, hope we can get you involved again. Maybe you'll be coming to Berlin next time in person. But thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. Sorry for all the delay.
No worries. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank